Today's gonna be a big one. Today's a breakout hit. Today is one that you're gonna see and never be able to unsee again, because here's the thing. There is the time when you didn't know how to open padlocks without the key, and then there's every day after today, because today is the day that your knowledge base gets updated on this, the 171st day of office hours. Office hours, of course, is the Five Nation check-in, where we check in on Scam School, Modern Rogue, X.com, So Help Us, LinkedIn, and even the hardest of the hardcores, the elite, over at twitch.tv/Night Attack. These are they. These are my BFFs in the whole WIDE world. You can be among them. Just join us all we ask is for, the first most precious hour of your day every day. Today we continue our march through Scam School. Scam School, of course, was the only show dedicated to social engineering at the bar and on the street. Scam School is the only show dedicated to social engineering at the bar and on the street. Today, we're on episode 69, How to Open Padlocks Without the Keys or the Combination, featuring one of our all-time favorites, Mr. Dan Martin. And so let's dive right in. You guys are going to watch the program, ask your questions. I'm going to reveal behind-the-scenes intel as soon as we get to the end. Here we go, people.
This episode of Scam School, no bicycle is safe, because we're going to learn how to open combination and padlocks without the combination or the key. This episode of Scam School brought to you by my hookup for domain smacks, those Basti Craftards over at GoDaddy. Welcome to the show that's been keeping taxi cabs in service since 1876. Scam School, the only show dedicated to social engineering at the bar and on the street. I'm your host, Brian Brushwood, and this week we are back with another Dan Martin special. Last time we learned how to escape from handcuffs. This time we learned how to bust open padlocks and combination locks.
Oh, what's that? Oh, what was that? Personal preference.
Oh, you're really good.
You're seriously the best magician I've ever seen.
Back with us once again, master illusionist and escape artist Dan Martin. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, pal. Thanks for having me back.
You better believe it. So what do you got for us this time?
Well, last time we learned about how to get out of regulation handcuffs. So I thought we'd just do the next evolution, padlocks.
Now, what's funny is when you first said we'd be busting into padlocks, I totally was figuring some kind of rinky-dink play school stuff. But this is the real deal. This is like a master padlock that would be on a locker at a high school.
Locker, on your friend's bike, whatever you found.
Now, when I was in school, there was always somebody who could actually feel the tumblers going through, and he actually could feel it and pick it, use skill, actual talent to make it happen. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, I don't have that talent. So
good, because I don't either.
We're gonna use the next step, which is called a shim. This is similar to the type of shim that we use in the handcuff episode.
How do you use a padlock shim?
Okay, if you look, it's kind of like an L-shaped type piece of metal, and you can see there's a little point to the padlock shim.
Yeah.
That's what's actually going to go between the shackle and the locking mechanism.
If you see the word stamped in the top of the U,
It's to the left.
it'll be on the left-hand side, will be the one you want to do.
Right.
And so which side of the left-hand arm are you going to go in, on the left or on the
You
right?
actually want to go in the inside.
On
you
the
always want to
inside?
go on the left side, and you want to go in the inside portion,
Okay.
just like that. So what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to go ahead and take the pointy end, get it worked in there, and then bend the two pieces together.
Oh,
Like
wow.
squeezing them, almost like a pair of pliers.
Okay,
And you just push it down, you work it in there,
all right.
and now as you're working it in there, you're gonna wanna try to pull up on the lock at the same time. So push down,
So you're squeezing this down.
you're squeezing this together, while you're pushing down, and you're pulling up the shackle.
It popped right open.
There you go.
Get out of town.
That's it.
That's ridiculously easy. If you're having a hard time getting the shim in, if it's really tight, what can you do?
Everyone has a little tiny can of WD-40.
Yeah.
You can spray a little in there, and it should slide right down into that,
Awesome.
that crevice there.
I've heard that it's possible to make one of these at home. Is that true?
That is true, my friend. You could use a Red Bull can.
Okay.
Now, the thing about these is most cans are aluminum, and sometimes the metal and the aluminum, which we're going to show you how to make it in just a second here, isn't as strong, obviously, as a padlock shim.
Okay.
So you could use, say, like a tin can. Would be a little bit stronger.
Something that you can use for repeated use.
Absolutely.
Having a lot of material to work with definitely helps.
Yeah.
So you want to cut your can as close to the edges as you can. So we'll get it like this. Once you have the center part cut out, and you want to make sure not to have a lot of crinkles. You can see we have a bunch of crinkles here at the end. So you want to have it as smooth as you can. I make sure to just do a little bit of, do a little bit to get rid of the roll that's in it, right?
Yeah.
And then give a little bit of, 2 or 3 times like that, and you notice that now you have a flat piece of aluminum.
Perfect.
You want to trim off the flashing on the side that's so sharp. You just kind of create a sine wave type thing.
Yeah, almost like you're like cutting like a little hill into a piece of paper.
Yeah, there you go. So you start off with that.
What you can do then, you want, if you were just to wrap this around and put it in, it's all going to crinkle. What you want to do is bend it so you have a thicker portion to use for leverage, which is very similar to the shim as well.
You want to push it up against that, wrap it around. But you want to pull in and down. There we go. There we go.
Look at that.
I actually want to try doing this, and I thought it'd be fun to actually have a race. See if the two of us could, I guess, down one of these, make a shim, and unlock a lock first. Winner gets a free drink from the other player.
Wow. All right.
Are you up for that?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool. So we'll do our final exam, but first we're going to check in with our contest, looking for the ultimate GoDaddy domain smack.
Domain hosting from GoDaddy has 99.9% uptime and access to 24/7 support. And the domains at GoDaddy are so ridiculously cheap, you can register one just to spite your friends. We call it domain smacking. And let me show you what I mean.
So here's the question is, are we going to say anything new about it this time?
Internet.com and pointed it to my live stream page. I'll cop to that. It's a pretty bad show. By the way, if you want to pull a domain smack, you can do it for only $7.49.
Guys, that's the first time we mentioned BB Live Show. That's amazing. And Dodd Vickers is the host of the linking page and the name of his podcast. Oh, I'm so bad. Dodd Vickers' podcast.
All right, so we got to decide on the rules of the game. First of all, we ought to make it clear that neither of us has a lot of experience actually doing with the soda can. This is new for both of us, right?
Yeah, true. I mean, I've done it a couple times and no, not common practice.
Okay, so neither of us really know what we're doing. So let's make that absolutely clear. Second rule, you've got to empty your can before you start cutting it up.
All right.
I suppose that's common sense.
Okay.
And we should standardize on which lock we're going to open.
Which one do you want to use?
Well, these two are identical, so I figure that's the most fair, right?
Okay.
So we'll get rid of the combination, guys.
Go on.
And we'll set the actual shims very far away, Mr. Sleight of Fingers. I don't want you doing any last-minute switcheroos.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Ready.
On your mark, get set, go. That's gonna taste wonderful with the Guinness later on. Aha!
Keep you awake.
Oh, dude, you already made this?
Yeah.
But see, it's the kind of thing where you want to make it
Perfect.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, look at that.
Get it?
Here- no, I haven't got it yet, but I'm gonna. I've got a good feeling about this one.
Keep bending mine. Oh, you gotta make a new one.
I want to drink that Guinness, but it's,
make it
it's mixed with the Red Bull now. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try one more.
I used my whole can up.
You used your whole can up?
All right, it's all right. Doesn't matter. I'll
Winner by default.
Doesn't matter. No, no, I'm not done.
Dun dun dun! Here, you want some WD-40 to help out with that a little bit?
Let's spray a little bit.
There we go. Now you're good to go.
Yeah, and
now
I'm
your
just-
hands are going to be all slippery.
That's all right.
This isn't everybody. Did it work?
Yep.
You got it just then?
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, that was really. Damn it. Photo finish.
Get this man a Guinness.
The first runner-up right over here. I just can't thank you enough, Dan. That was a blast. Crime has never been so much fun. Thank you very much. Let's toast our nasty mixes.
Cheers.
As always, we want to give a very special thanks to Mr. Dan Martin for helping us out. Head on over to his website to learn about more of his magic. And don't forget that everything you learned is for intellectual purposes only. We don't need you guys out there stealing bikes and getting us in any more trouble. We will have more episodes with Dan coming back up, more getting into places we don't belong and getting out of places we never should have been in the first place. If you have video of making this work, I want you to post it at the boards at revision3.com/scamschool. Any questions about it, or if you want to suggest your favorite criminal activity or bar scam, suggest it to me at brian@revision3.com. Next week, though, we're going to be doing something a little bit sentimental. We're going to learn how to gift wrap memories with a ribbon of dreams. Until then, I got to work on getting my ride out of here.
Yeah. That was a pretty good one. Real tight episode. I think that was good framing, and there was enough action during the well, here, let's see whether or not there's a post-credits. No, there is not. There we go. Great. So, oh, I forgot to play this. There we go. Yeah, there we go, indeed. So, a bit of a longer intro to showcase Daniel Martin's stuff, and you can see that the lag and the interest right there. But of course, that's part of why he came out to do it, was so that he could promote his stuff, and I hope that yielded a lot of bookings for him. The contest, I think the instruction was good, solid, very straightforward. This is a departure from our forum. It does lean heavily on the transactional elements of you're here to learn a skill, and then we deliver the skill. But I think the challenge actually plays pretty well. Let's see, this is the part where you're learning the skill. Nobody sticks around for the challenge, but it's fine social proof. Look at this. More people actually stick around and rewatch segments of the ending than the actual contest. So in theory, the stakes are right here, but in practice, nobody sticks around for that. And again, you guys have heard me say this before, it's not called somebody else tube, it's called YouTube. So it makes sense that everybody would focus on the parts that are about them and their skill set. And then when the story becomes two characters are having a race on a thing that you don't get to participate in, of course, you're going to see lower interest at that point. You do notice, check this out, right here, I wonder if this bump up is essentially when I hand them an identity of saying, you don't need to get us in more trouble, because that implies a whole backstory, a whole narrative there. And that was an intentional thing. It wasn't like we ever got yelled at or anything. I just acted, I assumed that it would be better to imply that we're a dangerous group of rapscallions. So here, let's see if this little bump right there in interest is...
And don't forget that everything you learned is for intellectual purposes only. We don't need you guys out there stealing bikes and getting us in any more trouble.
Yeah, look at that.
We'll have more
right
episodes.
There, it's on the word more. Getting us in more trouble is what people backed up to go see. And I wonder what this was. Oh, and then right here, they backed up to see what kind of lock it is, because it is interesting that in my summary, I just full on act like I'm stealing a bike. That was just a rando bike, by the way. Yeah, so it makes sense that would bump. And then at this point, I assume what people are listening to is the theme song. What an interesting set. How crazy that there's a platonic ideal of pacing on these that you can exactly nail. And then it only reveals itself with big data sets. The Drew site says, you are a dapper gentleman, but I kind of miss the hair. Indeed, I do too. However, that's why we get to visit it every single morning here on Scam School. Eileen Rivera, of course, yeah. Cliff Horn says, C-Block could have been someone else at the table, tries the unlock. Yeah, sometimes in that case, we do have the C-Block. We have sort of, the A block is we know it's a thing. The B block is Dan teaches Brian, and then the C block is we have actual stakes of whether or not Brian can get it. I'm pretty sure this guy isn't real. He talks about all his old episodes as if he's commenting on them for the first time. I believe this channel was stolen, and this dude was using a face swap. You know what? Let's take a look what that would look like. Here we go. It might look a little something like, wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, I'm behind it. Oh, there we go. Thank goodness. Hello, everyone. It's me, Brian Brushwood. There we go. Oh. Okay, wait. I gotta do this OBS spot. There we go. Let me zoom this out. Aha, device not found, so you claim. There we go. Let me zoom this back out. Aha. Yeah. There we go. Now we're doing a proper deep fake. Hello, beautiful people. It's me. Definitely. Look at that armpit. Look at that. Oh, look at that. It does the AI generated on there now. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Well, that just took the fun out of some of it. It's got that AI generated thing on there. Let's see. Mid to late 90s, old school lockers were old as hell spin padlocks that the things were way easier to push the shim down. So I didn't need to fold over the aluminum, saving a ton of production time. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, Cliff Horn, I think all of us put our Twitter handle in the credits at that time. It was just a different time. Let me see. Bring back the pretty lady. With her legs out in front of her. That's funny. Yeah. There we go. Oh. Yep. Figure. Yeah, it was just it was a better time, Cliff. It was before Twitter had become an efficient marketplace of ideas. And once it became an official marketplace of ideas, then there were incentives for bad actors that you could always, and that's where we are now. It's like the fastest way to get a presence on Twitter is to divide and enrage, which gets you into a vicious cycle where it becomes less and less fun. But during this time, Twitter was fun and cute, and everybody was excited to promote it because we could talk about things and have Discord. Or discourse. I used to. There was a terrible moment when I realized that Twitter is what happens when what you want is a chat room, but all you have is press releases. Don't ban down, or do. Lowly3212 says, this is my hobby, an audio setup if you love music too. Okay, that may or may not be spam. Define base, not a blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. Let's see. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder what's going on here. Disney's content. Brian is the last man standing with an active Twitter account from the credits. I wonder if that's true. And indeed, we're live right now on Twitter. Brian Brushy Wood. Okay, good. All right, thank you, Luli. It's always funny because it used to be that the fact that you wrote everything thoughtfully would be an indicator of you definitely not being a robot. But strangely, we're in this strange middle area where the more precise your language is and the more thoughtful and helpful, the more robot-like it is, which is part of the reason that I started banging the drum and going live every single day, because I am acting on the suspicion that it's about to get increasingly noisy out there, and that the best thing you could do is let everybody know. Like, basically, the one thing that you can't fake is how far back something was posted. So if what you're seeing is Brian at the same time that he always goes live, and then you have a long track record, it becomes weird to imagine that he suddenly is phoning it in or deep faking or whatever, because that's about to happen. YouTube just opened up virtual avatars for individual people, and I'm certain I have theories on what some of the things that they can do with it are, including being like virtual audience members while you watch other content. But that's down the road, futurist stuff. But at any rate, it's wonderful to see you, Lily3212. Wago says you get angry Twitter famous, then run for office, then you lose because it's 2026 and everyone's too exhausted. Yep. Lily, check out Library of the Untold and his stuff on pyramids. Graham Hancock, too. Wait a minute, Graham Hancock. Is it a robot? Is that where we're at now? I just got the notice that you could disable seeing shorts on YouTube. Won't that be interesting? Won't that be interesting? How many of you guys are going to... Can I show you some of the analytics that I've noticed? There is a highly stratified aspect to the way people are consuming the channels on YouTube. As you guys know, I started focusing on... there we go. I started focusing on shorts the moment I figured out that YouTube, or it became clear that YouTube was serious about them. But you can see an interesting side effect of it, which is analytics, content, that really shorts audiences and the long form audiences are kind of two different layers. So as a result, and then live audiences is another layer as well, and they don't all play along together. Here, let me ask this. How do I compare live versus videos versus shorts audiences? Basically, what you want is an overlap. The idea that YouTube clearly wanted to put out there is the idea that there could be audition content with shorts, and then people will click through to the long form videos to see what it's from. And then if people really love it, then they can hang out for the live experience. And it's a great thing in theory, but what they're noticing is shorts people don't want to click over to long forms. And long forms don't tend to really stick around for the lives. They're fundamentally different audiences, and you can see it. Open the... Which page? So, analytics content, that's where I am. I'm there. Where is... Oh, here we go. No. Videos all... Maybe it's... Where? Ah, here it is. Here it is. This is what I wanted you guys to see. There we go. So look at shorts versus video. So people watching shorts only are 97%. And then meanwhile, shorts versus live, only 1% are watching both shorts and live. And then videos versus live. Now here we have, I'm going to guess most of you guys, well, I don't know. I don't know how or where. But we got videos people versus live only people. I would imagine that what you want is that little black overlap bar to be as wide as possible on all of these. So basically, spending all my time leveraging the old content and chopping them up into shorts has predictably yielded a whole bunch of heavy shorts. And so as a result, right now, the relationship with most of the folks out there are that they know me from highlights, but they haven't really been diving in on the long form stuff, mainly because I've not been investing lots of time in the long form. Hopefully that will get to change this summer as Penny will be around to help out, and I'm looking to ramp up a bunch of other stuff. YouTube tried to make shorts just a bunch of ads for videos with ads. Sounds like a Google move. That is right. That is correct, Earth 56. The trade-off between the soda cans and the thickness of the shim is whether or not it easily slides in between the locking mechanism and the barrel on there. Flying Car 100 says shorts are fine as long as it's not AI garbage. Ooh, here we go. We got to play our game. How many views? This was one of the giant batch of them that got dropped all at once way back in the day. Some of them broke out from back catalog jail. Some did not. So the question that we all are going to have, we're going to play our guessing game. Place your bets. How many views do we think this video got over the last... Here we go, 100. Over the last 17 years. Why is this like that? Okay. There we go. So we've got one guess from Tim, 60,000. Magic 51 says 76,000. Cliff Horn takes the under, one view. Curtis Hoffman says 31,000. G. James B says 74,000. Banterat going big at 4 million. Sixter 4157 says 265,000. Let's see. BioCow says 96,000. Flying Car says 105,000. Kian says 63,000. And Not Scary Steve takes 50. Takes the underneath 60,000, 16,000, 40,000, and the actual number is, wait for it, 151,000. Who won? Who won that one? Let's see. Sixter 4157 said 265,000. BioCow said 96,000. Nope. Flying Car 100 said 105,000. Brain 76 is actually closest. I think that came in under the wire. I think. Yeah, I think Brain 76 got it. Nicely done. 151,000. Yeah, and I think part of it is how to open most padlocks with without the combination or keys. Yeah, good game, good game. That's good. Well done, Brain 76. So yeah, this one dropped December 29th, but the actual episode, oh, I guess I could turn on the whiteboard. Yeah, whoops. That's a big whiteboard. That's a big whiteboard there. Oh, this is brilliant. This is brilliant, guys. Look at this. Somebody took the image of me with the mullet and reversed imaged it so that it shows up correct. That's amazing. Well done. Who was that? That's pretty great. There we go. Oh, let me turn off, show the cursor on there. There we go. And so now, one of my favorite things is to respond to the 89 very old comments. Master Lock does not equal the real deal. Legit point. If you want to join me on the positivity compliment bomb, there is the URL. Basically, everybody gets an alert. Go way back in time. Somebody forgot that they wrote something. I know the mathematical way to do it. Awesome. I'm your host, the Statue of Liberty. Accurate. Use a lockpick set. We cover that later. Good thinking. Awesome hair, Brian. Why, thank you. Point at the point. Yes. But what is the point? Perhaps you are right. I don't know what that means. Classmates don't F with me unless you want a live squirrel in your locker. That hair dough. It was truly majestic. Nice CPT Chaos victory song. Ooh. Tomorrow at school, I'm going to commit Grand Theft math textbook. How did it work out? Howcast also did a video. Yeah. I'm going to troll my friends with this. How did it go? Dave Matthews Band. I don't know what that means. Brian Brushwood, I mean. Yep. It's actually aluminum now. Okay. Where do you get a shim? You make one. A sledgehammer. That would be a very short episode. That moment when the aluminum broke off of the lock is now stuck there. Whoops. Where can I get that shim? All right. Impossible to use the shim on our standard padlocks. It's so tight fitted. Okay. Accurate. Where can I get a shim? Literally, it's okay. Yes. Oh no. Now these are all the same. Scamstuff.com. Okay. Broke my lock. There's now 62,000 people who know how to break in other people's lockers at school. Even more now. Scam School. First you gave me a beard, then you gave me the wallets and the lockers. Haha. Ooh. It's all at scamstuff.com. Okay. Wow, you forgot to empty the can fully before you cut it. Okay. Yep. Why is there WD-40 in the background? Because you want the shim to slide in effortlessly. I already know. They're called bolt cutters. Legit point. Yeah, this is also, like, look at this. This impulse to write people into the scene is so strong that you need to give them... The audience wants a job. Like, you guys have a job. Yeah, weird times for everyone in the comments section for all those people. Yeah, that's the idea, Lowly. It's a bit of performance art of, like, somebody forgetting about their comment a million years later is like, what? And then, of course, they're going to be like, it can't actually be Brian going back and answering all these old comments, except for totally M. All right. Didn't work on my padlock. I'm going to butterfly so many people. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, was that just yesterday? Wait, 23 hours ago. Oh, crazy. Other people sharing. Okay, these are all kind of the same here. So we'll just kind of pivot to something else. Okay, so I don't have a ton on the agenda today. I actually need to wrap up pretty quick because I got to record lines for World's Greatest Con. I've got a 90-minute window that I have to do all the final edits on. Yeah, I have no idea, Tally-ho. And that's the weird part, is we are now at the part where provisionally we have to assume that they're real people, which is part of the why, like, we're entering the age of magic rules, where it's not that you want to do things that are impossible. It's that you want to arrange stuff to where the shortest path would be to just have the skill. Good job, Curtis Hoffman. Yeah, I thought that was interesting, huh? For those who are playing the secret code game, this was a fun one. All right, we'll check in real quick on our breakaway just to kind of see what the customer experience is like for new folks. Oh, that's great. Kurometariku, if you can. So if I download them, they'll all have the Sora watermarking on them. But if you download them, you could get them without the watermark. If you could get those to me, I'll add them over this weekend. Hello, True Man Fu. Wonderful to see you. All right, so peeking in. I'm going to continue to run on these shorts, but right now we've got a really good lane happening. If you look at, oh, this is a little bit lighter. Viral Knife Fail is kind of settling in on its exact right shape with still an astonishing 82% open rate, which is good. And Ring Toss has an open rate of... Oh, what's interesting is I wonder if these are the same folks that watched the first one. 72%, which is not bad. It's about average. Oh. And then I think third place. I did a little just bit of bar trivia. This one, we just got fresh analytics on. Finally revealed the shape. Look how flat that is. Flat, 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 flat. We end at 62%, which is not bad. And 74% open rate. So we'll see if this guy pops later. You kind of can't oversaturate it or it doesn't know what to prioritize. It's like being a gardener. You want to let things grow organically in the marketplace of ideas of the human mind. I continue to have a difficult time with the robots. Like the thumbnail for today ended up taking 30 extra minutes because the robot started getting real certain that it knew that we were doing something unethical. Even though, like, there's no claim of it on there. It just knows that, like, basically by trying to start, by having it say open padlocks without the combination, it couldn't let that go. It couldn't unknow that I asked for that. So even though the ultimate image I was asking for was just the shim and the Scam School logo, it was still stuck in it. It took a bit. Yeah. All right, guys. I will pick another winner for this, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we're doing... Let me figure out which one. Oh yeah. Okay. This one, tomorrow's will be interesting because we had to kind of full on fake a thing. And yet, I think it played pretty well. Oh, interesting. We may have a bigger discussion tomorrow. We'll see. All right, beautiful people. I will see you guys later on. You guys are the best. So long. Ahoy. Yeah, sorry about that, True Man Fu. Awesome. Take care, guys.